Hey, thanks for watching my video. If you enjoy this content, please consider subscribing and leaving a like. Every bit of support is greatly appreciated. Now let's get to the video. Okay, security job got me. What up, I'm Xander, and what does it look like I'm doing? So I decided to put on the old eye patch and pirate a new game, and I said, you know what, if it's a small game, who's gonna care, right? So I went with the recent Five Nights at Freddy's game, Secret of the Mimic, thinking $40 game, nobody's gonna notice, right? Scott Cawthon noticed. Yeah, who would have thought the creator of one of the biggest indie games of all time would be such a stickler on piracy? So, when he found out, he took me to court and gave me one of three options. A, federal prison. B, the electric chair. Or C, security job. Tough choice, right?
Hello?
Shut the f*** up, Scott!
Oh, well, I just wanted to let you know, welcome to your security shift. Considering I didn't tell you directly where I was taking you, you're probably wondering, where did I send you?
I want to go home, but yeah, whatever.
Well, since you want to be a pirate fuck, I thought I'd send you to a place that did something similar. So, I sent you to a certain bootlegger.
You didn't.
Oh yeah, you're spending 5 nights at Dingo Pictures.
So back in April, I discussed Assemblage, a company I viewed as the worst animation studio. I guess I should have called it the worst modern animation studio because there's a whole can of worms I open as I call something the worst animation studio. There exists such a thing as a bootleg studio, a studio whose entire existence is to make low-budget bootleg versions of popular movies of the time. Plenty of companies have specialized in bootleg: Mondo TV, Video Brinquedo, Good Times Entertainment. I've had people request I check these companies out. We'll have to get to the others later, because today we're taking a look at a company almost infamous with the animation industry, Dingo Pictures. Founded in 1992 by the late German musician Ludwig Ickert and late author Roswitha Haas, I think I messed one of those up. Dingo Pictures notably never had traditional animation styles and often utilized the deluxe paint software for the Commodore Amiga. From 1993 to 2001, they released several mockbusters, usually inspired by either recent or classic Disney movies. I use inspired lightly, as this company got credited as one of the worst bootleg studios, so strap in, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to it. First up is Aladdin, released in 1993. Obviously, this was a mockbuster of the hit Disney film Rescuers Down Under, and Aladdin spelled with 2 Ds.
Und lasst euch nieder, vergesst des Tages Blacke. Heute Nacht erzähl ich wieder Geschichten.
Good thing I brought this! I don't condone this if you're under 21 or whatever. So, yeah, did I mention the animation was never, well, even mediocre? The animation is awful in these, and the process for it is even weirder. They often recorded backgrounds first and synced up the animation with the camera. It was less time consuming than the traditional animation style, but because of this, it looks awful, and not to mention the vast array of animation problems that come with it. So after, not joking, 50 seconds of this same loop of scenes, we're introduced to who I think is Aladdin, and I'll give credit, he at least kind of looks like the character. I mean, in terms of animation, expressions, voice acting, and pretty much everything else to do with Aladdin, I prefer the Disney version. Considering this company's reputation, I think I'm going to be doing an Aladdin marathon after this.
Nons, a marginant. That is what I
Yes,
want
yes,
to
could
be.
you please speak up? You're in a movie. So they introduced Jafar and Iago.
They're all the same, bandits, losers, lazy people.
Yes, Iago, the voice of a generation and an Indian parrot for some reason. That's gonna be empty by the end of this one. Look at how they line up these shots.
Money, it's easy to look properly. But Aladdin's father did, and his mother is very poor.
No father, that's good.
That's like if one of my edits went like this. Hey, you over there! Yeah, what can I do for you? Looking in my fucking direction would be a good start.
But Aladdin doesn't have a father anymore.
Seriously, it sounded like someone just recorded lines in the most racist Indian parrot voice you could do. So Aladdin and Jafar talk back and forth. I really don't know what's going on.
To talk to you.
To talk to you.
Was that a page flip? Did they record the audio with the voice actor clearly flipping the page and then choosing to keep that audio in? You're my best friend.
That cannot be true.
Oh, going for the usual route. What the fuck is happening? These scenes are so badly synced. It's kind of hilarious in that so horrible and it's so god-awful, it's good type of way.
Everybody sees that you're not Aladdin's uncle.
Does he have to be in every scene? So Aladdin and Jafar go outside the city and, I don't even know. Again, if you're under 21, don't do this.
You see, you did it again. How am I supposed to get to the shoot?
Did he have a stroke? They teleport to where I'm gonna guess the Cave of Wonders. This is awful. This is We're already halfway there. It pretty much has the same plot as Aladdin. I'm not going to go into the plot. Aladdin gets stuck in the Cave of Wonders and we get our genie. That's gotta be a racial stereotype of some kind. That's a drink. Also, for some reason, there's a bunch of like weird German pop songs spread throughout. I mean, Jesus. What the fuck? The animation is laughably bad. There's countless times you can hear outside stuff in the recordings. Like during what would be the Prince Ali scene if it was made by 12-year-olds from memory, there's a guy clearly talking in the background. I mean, this is just awful. I mean, at least Assemblage's first movie was Blinky Bill. This is their first movie, and I already can tell it does not get any better. I'm gonna need more alcohol. Let's just play the next movie. Okay, our second film, Goldie, from 1994. Now, listen to that title, Goldie. What Disney film could that be? By logic, it would be something like Goldilocks, Gold Rush. Okay, I give up. Which Disney movie is the Bambi? I'm sorry, at least Aladdin was Aladdin, but it was just missing a D. But not with Jasmine. I joke. Goldie and Bambi are so far away from each other, I would never have put that together.
There was an excited silence in the magic forest. All the animals, trees, and flowers seemed...
Hey, yes, could you back up from the mic? This is not Dingo Pictures ASMR, folks. So the narrator introduces the various creatures in the forest.
The old tree said in a domineering way.
Back up, dude! I can hear your breath! I should mention this is just the first dub that pops up when you search Goldie Dingo Pictures on YouTube, so this might not be officially the dub, but it's pretty bad. Well, 2 minutes into this 20-minute film, oh dear god, 20 minutes? We finally meet Bambi, Goldie, and honestly, back to that 20-minute thing. You might think they cut major things out of this because they can't fit the entire Bambi plot into 20 minutes. You can even bet Bambi's mom doesn't die. Oh, she does die, just not by the hunter. You know, that thing that showcases the cruelty of humans and hunting and how it can affect the kin of animals. Yeah, no, she just gets sick here. I will say, this isn't as bad as Aladdin, but Aladdin was an hour long. This is thankfully only 20 minutes, and outside of the usual shit from Dingo, this ain't that awful, just standard Dingo awful. Okay, next up is Der König dir... What the fuck? Some of these are fully in German, with that second word, it looks like Kong? So maybe Jungle Book? The beach setting doesn't really add that up. Oh, maybe Peter Pan, Lion King? Oh yeah, I love that scene where they sing Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful beach. Even the music doesn't match. Hey, run the jumbo projector! And that is the turtle from Goldie, folks. We have struck true laziness gold. Why does this place have that? So it's just introducing all these animals almost verbatim to Goldie.
Elefanten.
Oh hey, that's just Simba. Like, that's just Simba. They just put brown on his mane with the color bucket in MS Paint. Not even trying. I just don't like the... What the fuck? These designs are gross sometimes, dude. You ever notice how most of this movie is focused on other animals and not the Lion King? The entire film just doesn't have a focus. It's mostly just random animals this Lion King knockoff meets. It doesn't help that this specific version of the film is only in German. Couldn't find an English dub. I tried following the plot loosely, but it's about the same as any of these Dingo films. Oh, a panther! Yeah, I remember that in the movie. They doxed the voice actors, and that was Dingo's Lion King. It sure was bad. It's another bad Dingo film. In terms of ranking, I'd say it's better than Aladdin, but worse than Goldie. Okay, we got Artige Katzen. Aristocats. Yeah, that's fucking logical. We went from the most recent Disney film at the time to Left Field Nation, to the most recent Disney film, to a film I think a lot of people forgot was a Disney film. Yeah, those models are pretty close to the Disney models. Lawyer's gonna have a field day. Nah, this clearly counts as parody. You gotta love how many of these shots are clearly the same as the others. This close-up shot of the woman cat, I forgot her name, is the same as the close-up shot of Aladdin. Also, for some reason, the Dutch dub of this film has one guy doing all the voices. That's weird. I guess budget was tight, not that the voice actors added much anyhow. What is McGruff the crime dog doing here? This gotta be illegal somehow. Just arrest me. Just arrest me. I wish I could say this one's any worse than what I've already watched, but honestly, I just want to get through this as quickly as possible and finish my damn shift. Worse than Lion King, better than Aladdin. Okay, our next film is at least transparent with the title, Pocahontas. Hey, Scott, can I just clock out now?
Do you want to go to federal prison, you little bitch?
Secret of the Mimic sucked.
Then why'd you pirate it? One Piece had ass.
Geez, not too excited for this considering even Disney's Pocahontas wasn't that good to begin with. Okay, a long-ass intro, classic Dingo. Bambi? Dingo, you do not have a cinematic universe on your hands. I'll say, the voice acting isn't as awful as it usually is. I can't believe I'm saying I prefer the silent raccoon from the Disney film. I don't want to hear anyone say Disney was racist with their Pocahontas when Dingo had these designs.
Is too proud of his cat.
Hyenas from the Lion King. Dude, is Samuel L. Jackson gonna show up and say, I have an idea? I will say the voice actor for Pocahontas was fine. She's actually trying enough for the moldy bread she was probably paid. Oh my god, McGruff, I do not want to learn about gun safety. Get your son out of my face. I'm sorry, is that just the cat from Aristocats again? What is this? We meet Mel Gibson's fuck-ass character, and honestly, this is about as boring as Pocahontas would be. Gotta be the only time a Dingo film can level with the Disney film it's bootlegging. A lot of the same shit we come to expect. It's better than Aristocats, but worse than Lion King. Okay, next up we got Ein Fall für die Maus Police. I probably messed that up so bad. What fucking Disney movie had mouse police? There's already 5 of those movies that feature mice to begin with. This one is a ripoff of Great Mouse Detective. I will say, for being a ripoff of that amazing film, this isn't awful, just standard Dingo Pictures film bad. The expressions, the modeling, this is unnaturally decent. Although this loop is a bit weird. Stop fucking looking at me! So it's a mystery. It's a lot different from Great Mouse Detective, but it's engaging for what it is. We get that same walk loop 7 minutes in. I swear to Mortimer Mouse himself!
Shh, not a word of what I just said.
Alright, gotta give Assemblage that. They never had a curse word in their movies. They had cursed movies, but not curse words. They find the robber's den. I mean, come on, whose eyes just do that? Jeez. So the girl gets captured and the robbers plan to do something. Oh, Jesus. So I gotta say, of all these, this is probably the best I've watched. It's sort of engaging. It's short, so that's a plus. It's the best I've seen so far. We got a Toy Story ripoff now. Oh boy, they barely pulled off 2D animation. I can't wait to see how they do this in 3D. How many jobs do they let you do this at? Exactly. Okay, so I was obviously joking. There's no way Dingo had the money for 3D software, so this is in fact in 2D. These toys, they suck. Like Toy Story on acid. Like, okay, the Jack in the Box and Toy Phone maybe. What is this thing? A doll? The Game Boy knockoff just says game over a bunch of times. And look at the pillow! What kind of kid has a pillow as a toy? Never mind. Seriously, what baby shakes their entire head when he cries? It's again a dub where only one guy does all the voices. Yeah, so it's actually hard to watch this one because of these fuck-ass models. I mean, seriously, why does the Jack-in-the-Box have the eyes of Dr. Insano? Why is the skateboard Cool Spot? What handheld is that? You couldn't even afford a Game Gear, my boy. The baby has the most obnoxious voice I've heard yet, close to Iago. I seriously don't even know what this one's about. I guess it's better than Aladdin, but worse than the Aristocats one. Okay, this one translates to Vabu the Cheeky Raccoon. I don't even care what movie this could be ripping off. What a way to open the film! Also, when the actual film starts, the voice of Vabu here isn't even close to the same voice as the intro.
We can let them go tomorrow, if there are less. And then we have beautiful weather again.
Genius! Imagine that in a Disney film. Internet would lose their shit.
I'm not who I used to be.
Is the animation improving? Is that the right word? Also, isn't that just the cat from the Aristocats one? Dude, I'd gotta know, what movie is this ripping off? I've never seen any Disney movie like this. This one's an original story. Okay, what was stopping them then? I have no idea. McGruff, you bastard! I am not learning about saying no to drugs. This is one of the most confusing ones so far, and sadly, that's actually a standard. Worst of the night so far. Okay, so I can't understand German. Considering the last 2 words are literally Notre Dame, I'm gonna guess this one's based on Hercules. So this one is straightforward. There's a hunchback, corruption of the church, a gypsy woman who's thankfully nerds can't goon over. I don't have many notes on this one, other than 2 major ones. First of all, I'd actually argue comparing these 2 to the source material, could you believe this one's more faithful? I mean, Disney is clearly better, but yeah, that's kind of funny. And also, this one is 51 goddamn minutes. Now come on, we were doing good with the 20-minute ones. I'd say this one's between Pocahontas and Aristocats. Janice Dash, what the fuck did... The Baby? So this one's a knockoff of Babe. Wait, that's a Universal movie. Oh no, don't tell me Dingo found other properties. We're in trouble now, boys. Once again, I really don't have any new notes. It's the standard stuff, though it's weird how none of these outside of the first film, Pocahontas and Notre Dame, have had human characters. They most likely only had the budget for the animal models they paid like $2 for, and just kept doing stories with animals. Really, nothing new here. I'd say this is between Pocahontas and Notre Dame. Okay, next up is Peter und der Wolf.
A 1946 Disney short? Are we dead ass?
Oh, actually, fun fact, this is the only Dingo film to get lawfully pursued. They didn't get a lawsuit, but they did have to change the name because Disney said, yeah, dude, quit it. Pocahontas was the exact same name! So, what's the difference here? Okay, so same deal as before, terrible animation and dub, only for being 1996, 3 years, by the way, after their first film, this somehow looks worse. Actually, my biggest thing with this is that it's more boring than anything. There's not really a moment with this one that I was really appalled. Is that an improvement for this company? I ain't even gonna try. I'll put this between Lion King and Pocahontas. Okay, so this one translates to The Cat on Boots. No fucking chance. Yep, this is a take on Puss in Boots. Not the Shrek one, he existed well before Shrek, so shut up. Yep, so this is the exact same deal as the others. The cat looks weird with boots, completely ruining the point of it being Puss in Boots. The wizard fuck looks like a PlayStation triangle. The king looks like the king from Mr. Rogers. This miner guy has to be a racial stereotype. The cat smokes. Where's the PG rating? It's bizarre for all the wrong reasons. It's just weird for no reason. Between Toys and Aladdin. So next up we got Dalmatian. Given the title, I'm gonna guess that's based on Lady and the Tramp. Honestly, this is weirdly one of the better ones. It's bad, but I mean, so are all of these. They use the dog running animation a lot. I mean, seriously, it reminds me of the obvious reused running animation from Alpha and Omega 3. Actually, I was joking about Lady and the Tramp, but to be fair, for being called Dalmatian, there sure are a lot of other breeds in this movie. McGruff, I don't want to learn about stranger danger. I'm sorry, are those puppies in a sweatshop? I gotta say, this is weird, but unlike Cat in Boots, it's at least an entertaining weird. I'll put this one in between Mouse Police and Goldie.
No. No. I'm done.
Federal prison.
Oh, this is why Chipper and Sons failed.
Yeah, that Balto. Now, despite the criticism the film gets, I actually don't mind the 1995 Balto. For its flaws, I think it's actually a decent film, but this isn't 1995 in animation, so... But come on, this is Dingo we're talking about. What could possibly be the problem here? So the story of Balto is this stray wolf goes through hell and high water to get this medicine for the ill kids of the village. And the original, for as flawed as it was emotional and honestly really well put together. For being a small, forgettable Universal film from the mid-90s. Well, somehow Dingo makes you remember their take. This has quite a few noticeable problems. First of all, is that Aladdin's mom from their Aladdin film? Looks like the same model. It's 30 minutes because why wouldn't it be? So it doesn't hit all the same beats as the Universal film. The voice acting is notably terrible in this. Yeah, this one's a new level. I mean, the voice acting was bad in the others, but this is a new level. Why the fuck did they just rotate the dog when he fell?
I can do that too.
This one's pretty bad. Even by Dingo standards, I'll say it's between Cat in Boots and Aladdin. Okay, so next up we got Hercules. Based on that title, I'm gonna guess this is based on Hunchback of Notre Dame. Now, Hercules is a tough one because Disney's Hercules is a very bright and colorful film, unlike most of Disney's output at the time. I will say, I had a tough time finding the dub of this one. I could only find a French dub, but with English subtitles. Thank God, I'm one of those anime guys. Oh my god, this is somehow different than the other Dingo films, and not in a good way. These models look awful. I mean, this guy looks like Bradley Whitford. That's just Melissa McCarthy. That's Wallace Shawn. What the fuck? Why is the Dalmatian there? What, did you think that scene was missing something? You have all these models just sitting around in a warehouse like in Secret of the Mimic? Seriously, this part creeped me the fuck out.
Hey Scott, can I just go home now?
You still have 8 movies, bitch.
Five Nights at Freddy's 3 sucks.
Why are your eyes like that? Do any of these characters have regular faces? I wish I could say there was anything here, but it's incredibly dull. Only when it goes batshit crazy does it even have anything to say, and even by that standard, it's just so weird in comparison. The faces look bad. Get the Dalmatian out of here. You had your time. I'm sorry. This is awful. This is the new worst. Next up, we've got... I don't even know how to say that.
Take a wild guess. Take a wild guess what this one's based on. You couldn't. You couldn't. I'm not even going to give you the chance. It's based on some film called The Fearless Four that was a German-only Warner Brothers movie.
Jesus, go back to Disney knockoffs. You had something there. We open with a human live-action narrator, which reminded me of the chilling idea that real humans worked on these movies, and we actually cut back to him frequently. I have no idea how the actual Fearless 4 movie goes, so I have to write this off as usual Dingo bullshit. McGruff, I do not want to learn about workplace boundaries. I'll say this one is at least different in that the narrator adds something to this. Not a lot, but something. It's between Peter and the Wolf and Pocahontas for me. Oh Jesus, we're going right back to knockoffs of films that didn't even do good financially. Anastasia is the best film to come out of 20th Century Fox animation. Of their two films, that is. Oh, with how weird of a film Anastasia is, I can't wait to see how this is. First off, these humans don't look any better than they looked in Hercules. I'm starting to see why they stick to animals. These things existing should be qualifiable as racial stereotypes. Okay, I've played Pizza Tower, that is him, that's the guy. So we meet Anastasia like 10 minutes in. Motherfucker, get the dog out of here! There is literally no reason to have it in the scene. Is that rat pregnant? Literally, what is any of this? I don't even know what else to say. I can't expect anything going in. What sucks is Anastasia, like Balto, is a madly underrated film that sadly underperformed at the box office. Probably because clueless parents bought this shit instead of the actual films on DVD. I don't know, between Cats and Boots and Balto. Oh geez, Prince of Egypt, they found DreamWorks, ladies and gentlemen, brace yourselves. This one is strange, as for some reason the animals that naturally would kill any human in sight just playing ball with the little ones. Nothing to see here, folks. Oh my god, why is his head a banana? Who said yes? Who sucked who off? Who shot you? So, you know, they send the baby down the river. Oh my fucking fuck! Why is that just a random ass Dalmatian? Why is he here? I'm starting to lose my voice. I mean, Lord have mercy, we're only 10 minutes in. Granted, it's a 30-minute movie, so yeah. Dude, what the fuck is her chin? Oh my god, that's Bradley Whitford from Hercules, dude. I'm starting to recognize these guys from other Dingo films. I might have a disease. Oh god, I don't even know. Another bad one for the Dingo scrapbook. Between Aristocats and Toys. So we got another Lion King knockoff, this time based on Lion King 2. Now that's interesting because of all of Disney's own shitty knockoffs they call DVD sequels, Lion King 2 is arguably one of the best. So this is probably the same damn thing as the last one, yup. Oh, I'm not joking. It makes a few changes from the last Lion King knockoff, but what the fuck? We haven't even gotten to Tarzan yet! This time they have this cub become friends with a cub of that Black Panther thing we saw in the last knockoff. It's similar to Kiara and Kovu's love story from Lion King 2, if it was made by 3-year-olds. I'm sick of looking at these shitty Lion King knockoffs, dude. I'm done. The addition of the gorillas was a funny addition, but still ridiculous. Between Babe and Notre Dame, I don't know. Okay, next up is Tarzan. Yeah, remember those gorillas that were just thrown in half-assedly in Lion King 2's ripoff? That was just most likely a test to see if Dingo could do gorillas.
Good news, they can't.
This is very strange, as the character movements both look better, but worse. I'd say this one is better by Dingo standards, as it's pretty straightforward. It's got the usual Dingo fuck shit, but it's pretty, well, not harmless, but fine. It's up there with Mouse Police as the only one I got through with very few problems. Okay, next we got Winky der Kleinbär? Okay, whatever. Winnie the Pooh, I'm gonna guess. Why would you bring back Vabu? Why would you do that? These bears look weird, dude. At least the other animals are simple and to the point. What furry took over the designs for this one? Also, for some reason, this is the first film of Dingo's to have synced mouth movements, which is like a dog reading in the 1600s. It's weird, it's unnatural, I'd pay to see it. Actually, I'll level and say once again, this one's really fine. The characters don't look good, but the dubbing is surprisingly okay, and Vabu doesn't get in the way too much. Alrighty, I'll give this one the best spot.
When I took on the role of looking at these movies, everyone on the internet said this was the worst one. This one is just the most infamous. It's actually the face of Dingo.
Le cose pungenti è meglio stare attenti.
Oh my god. Oh my lord, no.
Why does that dinosaur have a pig nose? What dinosaur is that supposed to be? That's Littlefoot, nothing to say there. That's Petrie, nothing to say there. And yeah, that looks awful. The modeling on some of these characters hasn't been perfect, but Jesus Christ, this is the bottom of the barrel. What fuck-ass dinosaur looks like a gummy bear? I mean it. Of all these designs, the dinosaur with this face is the face of Dingo, and there is no secret why. And of course, the classic.
I'll drink to that. Lord knows I've been doing it all night.
Alright, yeah, this sucks. It's not even trying at this point. The modeling and the voice acting, the writing, just everything is wrong. Dingo has had some stinkers, but this has to be the worst of their entire catalog. Okay, let's finish this off. Atlantis, obviously based on Treasure Planet. This one's weird. It shows off a lot of sea life, which surprisingly we've been barren of this entire night. And when they get to Atlantis, dude, I just don't care. I really don't. Why are the seal and polar bear from Balto in this? Okay, I'd rather them than McGruff. I don't want to learn about the fentanyl crisis. God, that was a weird one. I don't care, between Pocahontas and Babe. It's weird because this is definitely a bad company, but is it worse than Assemblage?
Well, yeah, but it is a different breed of bad.
You know what you get with a Dingo Pictures film. You see the cover and you know what to expect. Do not expect a masterpiece because you ain't getting it. Dingo is lazy and knows the strats to help them get a leg up. Assemblage is lazy, but knows they're being lazy and doesn't really try to better themselves. So honestly, it's tough. I'd say Dingo is obviously the worst of the two, but both bring a certain level of bad to the table.
And apparently, after they failed to knock off movies, Dingo also went on to create a bunch of video games under the name Phoenix Games. If you guys want me to take a look at those games, I'd be more than happy to. Let's get this video to 50 likes, and we'll see about it. Also, make sure to subscribe, leave a like, and comment your favorite part of the video. And I'll see you guys in the next one.
Oh, by the way, the job applications do get a bit quirky at night.
The what?